Senator McPhedran, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and let me begin by thanking Senator Prosper and team for pulling together such a comprehensive package, and to note that it is entirely consistent with the 2022 report by the APPA committee, then chaired by Senator Brian Francis, and it also is an important continuation of work that was done by some senators still around this table. I'm thinking Senator Tanis and myself, maybe, being the two with Senator Pate arriving soon, we hope. In that, for 2017, 8 years ago, we had a similar opportunity, and senators, more than once in the process, made the decision to address and attempt to redress the unquestionable, ongoing discrimination on the basis of sex against Indigenous women in this country. And one of the reasons that Senate leadership is so important in what we have before us with this amendment is just the most recent example of our fulfilling our duties as senators. In that, the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms has 2 sections that particularly pertain to Indigenous women in this country. Indigenous women in this country are as deserving in law for their charter rights as any other woman in this country. Section 15 is the equality guarantee. I speak to this with some considerable personal experience in being involved in drafting both 15 and 28, and thank the thousands of women in Canada who made it possible for us to actually change the Constitution in this regard. Section 15, as the equality guarantee, specifically addresses discrimination on the basis of sex. And Section 28, often forgotten as the other notwithstanding clause in our Constitution, is very clear that nothing in the Charter is to be allowed to discriminate on the basis of sex, that everything in the Charter is equally applied to male and female persons. And so we have before us today a pattern by governments of Canada, more than one, a 40-year history, government after government after government, that has only done what the courts, for the most part, have told the government they must do, always finding that the government of Canada is discriminating on the basis of sex against Indigenous women in this country. So 8 years ago, senators did their best to try and fix this once and for all. We actually believed that through S-3 we had succeeded. We were wrong. That has been proven over time. 8 years later, we sit here today with the opportunity to actually address fully and comprehensively discrimination on the basis of sex against Indigenous women, which is clearly unconstitutional. In terms of Senator Moreau's reference to constitutional duty for the minister to consult, let me suggest that the constitutional duty is to eradicate sex discrimination against Indigenous women in this country, and with an opportunity like we have again now to do it fully and comprehensively, not yet again in a piecemeal, mean-spirited manner. And so I speak with the strongest possible support for Senator Prosper's amendment and would urge other senators to consider it in positive terms as well. Thank you very much.